Hello, welcome to Avarte's next in the series Conversations with Resilient Leaders, where we invite leaders who can share their experiences of dealing with difficult situations in business, in their professional and or personal lives, and who, in spite of all the difficulties, manage to become successful and happy. Today, our guest is Shou Jeen, the Executive Director of 81 years old family business. I'm sure we are going to have an extremely interesting discussion today, as Shou Jeen has wealth of experience both in multinational corporations and in managing and transforming the family business. I will not talk long about him and his business, but just want to mention a couple of words that caught my attention when I was reading an article about the family business, and these are humility, parity, diligence, also servant leadership, and a sentence: actions count more than words. And the host of our today's conversation is Wendy Chua Sullivan, who is Avarte's partner in Singapore. She is an author of the book The Won't Way to Resilience, and the author and one of the leaders of Avarte's program R4G, Resilience for Growth. So please meet Wendy and Shou Jeen.
Thank you, Elena. Thank you. And Elena's speaking from Moscow, and I am right now coming in from Singapore, and we have our guest here, Shou Jeen, who is also based in Singapore. Shou Jeen, thank you for making time to share with us some of your observation and experiences, especially during this COVID-19 pandemic crisis, right? So one of the things I'm interested to ask you is that what are your observation of the business and people challenges that you are facing in your company, and what might be some press concerns that you and other SME leaders face right now?
I guess, hello everyone. Sorry, I forgot my manners. The main challenges, I think, for SMEs now is mainly the survival. I think a lot of SMEs are facing a cash crunch. A lot of them, especially the hospitality, F&B sectors, are really fighting for survival. We are already seeing some of them going down. So cash flow is the number one. Although the government is doing something, but I think more needs to be done to help them. And basically, they also need to go into crisis mode and to help the company to survive. As for our own company, because we are 81 years old and our company DNA is so far been quite conservative, that has helped us to weather this COVID storm and in fact to thrive in this current environment, luckily.
Thank you. And your products are for people's health, right? So how would you see that this disruption would also be testing your business continuity, just as you look after people's health, how ensuring that your business stays healthy right now?
Yes, I would say we were correct in our core values in terms of focusing on our products to make sure that our products are safe and effective, and that has strengthened our branding in terms of our importance to the consumers. And through this COVID situation, we see that the sales in some of our products have actually increased instead of being impacted. So that tells us that they see the functionality of our product and they see the value of our product to them, especially in these times. And we are very grateful that our consumers still continue to support us. But that's not to say we will not continue to innovate. In fact, we are doubling down in terms of our efforts to innovate, be it in terms of our HR policies and also in terms of our new product developments.
Wow. When you mentioned being grateful, I know gratitude is one of the company values, and also trustworthiness and empathy. So in this time as a leader, what were some of the things that you have been with or for your staff to keep them resilient at this time?
So it's quite funny that before this COVID situation, we had a session with you. Remember when we were talking about some of these values, and true enough, these come into practice now. So it was very clear to us immediately when we saw that the situation was not being controlled, beginning with China. We already sat down in terms of our top management team and set down our priorities. So the first priority of business was the safety and health of our staff. So we already quickly formulated a plan to make sure our staff are safe, after which then we looked at our business processes in terms of which are the most important one and the actions required. So the agility whereby we were able to make these decisions, I'm also very grateful to my management team for being able to stay nimble and being able to make changes on the fly. I think that's one of the strengths also for SMEs, that we do not have such we have a flatter organizational structure, and that makes us being able to empower and hold each decision maker accountable, and that's what made us be able to be more nimble in this difficult situations.
So thank you for also mentioning that, in the good times, develop your staff, because in a crisis, you want your leaders to be nimble and able to care for one another through a difficult time. What I also noticed in the news is that Winken is still carrying out your corporate social responsibility at this time. So how does your company value lead and give to the community right now?
Like I mentioned, in terms of being grateful, it really comes from everyone in the top management, and we genuinely feel that some part of our success now is through luck, but somehow we find that when we give, the more we give, the more we get. I mean, I have no explanation for that, but that has been how our company history has been. So, and this is part of our DNA, right? So I'm not sure whether everybody knows, but the situation in Singapore is that a lot of our migrant workers are being impacted by COVID-19, and we have like more than 10,000, I think, so far, of foreign workers being affected. So we were very concerned, and we actually took the initiative to try to help them, be it through our products or through other financial means, and also to rally some of our other SME companies to try to take this out. And I'm glad to say that even for other SMEs, they are very open to sharing and caring in this difficult time.
Well, thank you very much. You definitely shared with us and show us that a resilient leader takes care of yourself, take care of your staff in your business, and a resilient leader also want to make the society at large, even the underprivileged or the less affluent part of the society, are taken care of in a difficult time. So thank you very much for being with us today. And we know that your sharing is also going to inspire and encourage other SME leaders around the world. Thank you very much. Over to you, Elena.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Shou Jeen, for sharing your experiences, ideas, and thoughts. This is not an easy period that we are going through now, but we still need to think about the future, how we can sustain our businesses and ourselves. And resilience is something that can support us to go through these unpredictable times. And thank you, Wendy, for hosting the conversation and for your interesting questions that helped us a lot to know Shou Jeen's ideas about how to be ready for the future. We are planning to have more conversations with interesting and resilient leaders. And not to miss our future conversations, please subscribe to our channel. And do not forget to click on the bell icon so that you can get the notification of our next video. We would also be very grateful to you if you share it, press like, and write your feedback in the comment segment. You may also send your questions and comments using the Avartes email address that you can see now on the screen. Thank you very much for your attention and see you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.